To episode number 152 of Rooster's Toy Review. The English version, as promised, there's going to be the Tagalog version, which I already posted, and this is the English version. Episode number 152 is still brought to you by Shawi, Sweet Infusion by Shawi, Nagbuya, and family. Humble Oven by Anna, and especially Tapsi at iba pa of Romeo D and family, and of course, Mikey's Burger House, Lamaan Branch, Tito Vehe and family. Hello, hello. Regards to my friends and family in the US, and advance Merry Christmas to all. And this episode is episode number 152. Is the English version of my toy review for G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro. The third version of Storm Shadow. Okay. This is going to be a little bit different. Alright. Okay, let's get right to it. So, first, aesthetically speaking, this is one of the most pleasing version of this figure compared to the original one, in my opinion. So color scheme is basically white, iconic white, darkish gray, and red for this figure. Aesthetically speaking, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's different from the original, the 3.75 version way back in the 1980s. So he has the samurai vibe here and here. This cannot be removed, not unless you cut it. This part and this part can be removed. All right. First, let's try, and this wasn't in the original version. So this is roughly 6 inches. If you put him side to side with the Cobra Viper, like what I did done a while ago, they're almost about the exact same size. Almost. And if you put him right next to Marvel Legends Symbiote Spidey, they're almost the same height as well. And compared to Red Hood, if you put him right next to him, you see the difference. This is 7 inches roughly. And of course, the fan favorite, if you're gonna put him right next to Bane, he's about knee high, almost to the navel of Bane. Alright. Before we get into the articulation, I'd like to show you the accessories that comes with this magnificent figure. It's comes with a composite bow. Not much going on here. It's pretty bland because it just comes in one solid color, black. That goes for the backpack as well. This cannot be removed. I'm still trying to figure out, it's supposed to look like this. But if you turn it aside, see, it doesn't hold it in place as much as we would want. Has 2 claws, iconic claws. Haven't gotten around in using them just yet. And of course, it comes with 2 katanas. I had pointed out a while ago that the grip is very well made because you can actually feel the grips right about here. And then if you look closely, if it's gonna focus, you can actually see a little bit of the design, if you know, the sharp end of the katana. And this is what I was talking to you about. It's a pretty good grip on the handle. And then what's nice about this figure is that it comes with 2 alternate hands. We have the knife hand like so. And we have, I've already put in the knuckles, the punching hands right here, very nice. And the gripping hands for the katanas and for the weapons. See, like I mentioned in my previous toy review in the Tagalog version, I've already switched. I've used the Shang-Chi hands way back in the original version of Storm Shadow, and it looks pretty well. I no longer have the original version because I had to sell it. This is a much okay version in my opinion. Okay, let's go down to the articulation. So articulation wise, this one I'm not gonna actually remove this because this part, the hood part, is already attached to the head itself. Okay, if you look closely, that is some pretty amazing sculpt here as far as the eye is concerned. I never really liked the original one, the plain white one, because the face sculpt, it's kind of boring. It's like another version of the Vipers, Cobra Officer. So I find it kind of, Hasbro has always been reusing molds. That's why it's like, yeah, never had much liking to it. It could have been better. Okay, articulation wise, this goes 360. Can look up to way about there. Look down, not much because of how this is interrupting, but that's not really a deal breaker. Side to side, yes. Has a butterfly joint, which is pretty good for posing. Can go up, yeah, stretch like that, like so, like so. Has 360 rotation over here. This can definitely, see, pretty good. And double joints for the elbows, which looks pretty neat. Yeah, definitely. Ab crunch goes, can pretty decent ab crunch as far as I can say. And there's like, yeah, torso, king kick up until this height, side kick at this height. Not unless if you really want to remove this part, you really have to cut it. And then there's like a joint here which you can twist it like so. And then, yeah, the knee joint, which is pretty good. Articulation wise, this one has a bunch of articulation. See, that's pretty neat. As well as the only thing that you got don't have is the toe joint here that is very common in McFarlane's, but this is not a deal breaker in itself. Compared to Snake Eyes, this is actually my favorite Joe or Cobra, hands down. Okay, so like in my previous review, this is a pretty solid 10 for me as far as the figure is concerned, because you'd actually be buying this toy for the figure itself and not for the accessories. The alternate hands is a big improvement. This is open for customization for those that are not very satisfied in the very blunt, very bland black color, color I should say. But that shouldn't be a deal breaker for you getting this action figure, because this is definitely very neat. Goes without saying. I know everybody's very excited in Christmas. Christmas is just a few days, a week away, and I hope that everybody has a safe and blessed Christmas. And thank you very much for listening to the English version of my toy review. And this toy review is enriched with vitamin C and beta carotene and calcium. Thank you very much. Goodbye.